Alright, so welcome to the Huck Hut. This is the Huck Finn hut that I just built. This is something that is portable. The reason I'm showing it to you is because you can use something like this for shade for a lot of different reasons. It's a little bit bigger than or heavier than something I would bring to the beach, but I can set this up in less than 10 minutes, so it's not out of the question. If you're going to do an all-day thing or through the night, this would be great at the beach. And you can see I have just a regular tarp here. It fits perfectly, and I just tied it down. You just pull the string and pop that off. It's easy. It's all made out of pine logs. This whole project cost me whatever it cost me for the tarp, about 10 bucks, and a couple of dollars for 4 bolts. That's it. I just used 4 bolts. There's no nails in it. It's all mortise tenon pegs. Okay, you can see I'll show you how I saved a couple to show you how I did this. Once I got my poles and shaped at the end and then drilled, all I'm going to do is just use the Amish or shaker style pegs. Alright, you can go ahead and take your again, there's no nails. I just take a knife, just give a little bit of a taper to the end. I'm going to stick that in a hole, and then I'll go ahead and hammer that in, and that's how the structure is held together. Alright, and then all I have to do is saw that off. So the permanent timbers are held together like this here and here, but these bolts will come out. This whole thing will come apart in 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how to do that next, but first I want to show you how I prepare the logs themselves. Really simple. As you guys all know, I don't use any power equipment on the stuff that I do, at least as little as possible. So if you turn around with the camera, you can see these are logs. I took these down from a neighbor's house. He had a bunch of trees, probably anywhere between 25 and 40-foot trees I cut down, and I'm preparing these. This is going to be an outdoor bench that I'm making, a seating bench. I've made a bed like this. I'm going to make a bench now, and again, you can use it for a structure like this. So basically what you do is, once you cut your dimensions, okay, whatever size you're going to be using, I take my draw knife. I don't have a bench for this right now. That's the next step. You want to cut the bark while it's still relatively wet. It'll come off a lot easier. So new, green. If you wait too long, it gets much harder to take the bark off. All right, this is still coming off relatively easy. I cut these about 4 days ago. If you cut them right away, it just peels right off. All right, now use your draw knife to shape this up, and then the next step would be to shape the end the dimension you want. Now sometimes I do square, like when I make a bed I'll do square, and that's really simple. I just use an axe for that. I'll show you that. I'll just get this down a little bit here. Okay, there's a lot of sap, so you want to make sure I'm doing this quickly for you now, because I know how impatient people get watching the computer. But I would normally wear an apron because the sap gets all over the place. I also collect the sap. I use it when I make arrows for glue. Alright, now if I was going to do a square one or a round one, the process would be exactly the same. Either way, I'm just going to take my hatchet and my carpenter's hatchet, and I'm just going to square that up. Get this out of the way. Alright, just like you're hewing a log, like making a cabin, same thing. Just going to do 4 sides and square that. Okay, there's one. Two. See how fast it is. Get a good sharp hatchet. Make sure it's good and square. 3. And 4. My grandfather always said you don't need to exercise when you work hard. I happen to agree. I have more fun doing this anyway. Alright, so you square that up. If I wanted to keep it square, like I said for the beds, use my hand plane, and I just continue to square that up. Alright, so that I get it the size that I want it. Now, in this case, I want to do a round hole, I would take my hatchet and I would just take this corner off. All right, and then continue to work it with the hand plane. Just like that, all the way around. It's actually quite fast work. And you can already see how on that top corner, you can see the difference. See how that's already getting nice and rounded? And I would just go all the way around, or like I said, keep it square for the square mortise and tenon. So that's it. These are the logs I use. That's the prep work. I've shown you the structure. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to take it apart. Not a single nail on the whole thing. So here we go.